plugged in? Alright, welcome everybody, let's get going. I do a lot of talking in the first hour, after that it's all very interactive, you know, most of the day is you presenting and getting feedback, so you'll enjoy that, especially if putting on camera, and then once I've got it all loaded up to YouTube and instant sent to you. No, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. In fact, I don't know if you noticed on the way in, everybody's going to leave today with one of these fancy flash drives, you know, it's got 4 gigs of memory, it's got a keyring, it's got my logo on it, so you'll be thrilled to get this. It cost me $6.40, came all the way from China. The soft copies and the materials are all in here. There's also a folder of APC templates, and then there's 3 folders of fancy PowerPoint stuff that I got from Aramco that you can't use here, because it's too crazy. It's animated smart art and animated text and all of that. You've got to be real conservative with your PowerPoint slides at this company, and BHP billing. If you ever find yourself at Aramco, they like all that wild stuff, those guys. Anyway, you're going to get one of those. So don't be concerned about the camera. The camera's the best coach in the room. If anybody sees your video after today, it's because you'll show it to them. I don't show it to anybody. So are you reassured slightly?
Yes.
That's good. All right, terrific. Here's what's in store for you then. Brief background of me, you already picked up, halfie anyway. I'm originally from Scotland. It was hard to tell because of the East Texas drawl that I've picked up after 35 years in Houston mostly. Been on the oil patch since the 80s, so where I learned to make presentations, or more specifically where I learned to make a mess of presentations, was in the early 80s. I sold drilling funds, so I would go around suited and booted to investor groups and propose to put a bunch of money down holes. So that's what I did, and thankfully that was pre-PowerPoint, so a little bit more to a challenge. So that's my background in the oil patch. I've been off and on it ever since. Most of my business, obviously in Houston, is with companies like Chevron, Aramco, and so forth. Okay, here's what's more important to you. This program was developed by me for Anadarko back in 2002. They had me come in and observe some of the presentations that were going on here, and within an hour I was thinking, boy, I'm going to make a chunk of money in this outfit. So being an independent contractor, they've had me back year after year, not just for the interns. Exactly the same program that you're getting is what I provide for full-time staff as well. So I do about 5 or 6 days a year on that. All right, the objectives of the program are the same objectives that were asked for in 2002, and the program's changed a lot for 2 main reasons: technology and the shrinking attention span of the adult human. And I'll research to back that up. So you're going to learn today an efficient process that if you're making some of the common mistakes that most people make when developing a presentation, this will be seen as a big time saver. You're going to learn a simple structure. It's a flow chart. It doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. Engineers love it. And enhanced delivery skills. And we'll focus more on that this afternoon. This morning is about design, delivery, structure and process. This afternoon we'll work more on the visual, vocal, verbal aspects of communication, managing nervousness if that's an issue for you. And some depends on the context, right? I mean, I used to be scared of big groups. I'm not so scared of big groups now because I know how to do that. But I'm still scared of groups that I consider that are higher than my pay grade. That after 25 years of doing this, they're going to catch me out. It's the imposter syndrome. All right, timing. By 10:30 this morning, you'll be ready to practice the first few minutes of the 12 to 15 minute presentation you'll deliver this afternoon. You'll tell me in a minute if you have enough data yet for your final, but I'm thinking it's maybe a bit too early for that. So you'll tell me what your topic is in a minute. 2 o'clock we'll start presentations, and there's about half an hour budgeted for each of you. You do a 15-minute presentation, not much more than that, hopefully, and then Q&A and some feedback. So what questions do you have on logistics? Or anything for that matter, go ahead.
And how much information do we need to have locked and loaded? Like I
Not
tried
much.
to document everything pretty well, but
Not much.
okay.
It's about 20% of the population that comes to this program didn't do the homework.
Okay.
They're coming cold. They can
Okay.
still have a good day.
Okay.
Just tougher day, but still a good productive day. Thank you. Did that get it for you?
Yep.
Okay. Let me answer your question on breaks. So we'll take 90 minutes out at lunch. Usually, most people anyway take a half an hour for take a bite, take a break, and then spend another hour developing the visual aids for this afternoon and refining the structure of your presentation. But with a group of 4, as I say, I've got an hour to play with today, maybe a little bit over an hour, and I say play with, outside of 8 to 5. So if we need to take a group break, we'll do that. But otherwise, feel free to leave the room. Restrooms are right across the hall. You know where the canteen is, so if you need a break, take one. It'll be obvious to you when that's appropriate. Okay, what else? Anything else? Alright, you ever been to a presentation where you noticed the only one enjoying the presentation was the one delivering it? Or have you ever been to a presentation where you wish the guy had just emailed you his slide deck so you could have clicked through it yourself? Probably see more of those, right? So what's important to understand is there's 3 types of presentation. One is the speaker-focused presentation where you might be entertained, but there's not a lot of meat there. You might remember the speaker, but can barely remember what he talked about. That's not what we're up to here. The other extreme is the content-focused presentation, otherwise known as the mind-numbing data dump, where by slide number 32 you're slipping in a coma. We don't want that either. So we're looking for a better balance. In fact, maybe not even a balance. Maybe a balance isn't the right word because the focus should entirely be on the audience, not on you. Now inherently in a presentation skills, a lot of your focus is going to be on you. And I think that's the mistake a lot of presentations training makes. We're not even going to get into all of that till this afternoon. It's more on its structure, the development process, all of those have profound benefits, especially when it comes to nervousness. So we'll fix that if that's an issue. Alright, before I hear about what you're going to work on today, last point here is objectives, and you were asked for this in your pre-work. Think about the audience, where they already know. If you're focusing on this group or another group or even your final, it'd be good to find out who's going to be there and what your expectations are. So objectives could be to inform. Always you're looking for cause of positive change, so you're delivering benefit, otherwise why are we having a presentation? I hate presentations that start with the word just. I'm just here to give you an update. Oh, can you just email that to me? So value is what I'm looking for. If you're going to give me enough information to help me make a better decision, oh good, your goal's to inform. If you want to change my mind or have me think differently about something, your goal's to convince. And if you want me to give you a job or approve your budget or your project, your goal's to motivate. So I think you've cut, so that brings us up to date. So I'm going to sit down for a minute in the back there and you're going to tell me what you want to get out of this course. So if there are any challenges or issues you've experienced with presentation in the past, let me know what they are. And I will do my level best to send you out of here at the end of the day thinking that was the best darn training course I have ever had in my entire life. And I say that to 50-year-olds as well. Who's going first?